February 2025 was an absolutely stacked month for gaming. We finally got our hands on some of the most anticipated titles of the year. And whether you're into massive open-world RPGs, heart-pounding monster hunts, or deep, strategic empire building, there was something incredible to dive into. From long-awaited sequels to fresh new adventures, this month delivered some of the best gaming experiences we've seen in a while. So let's break it all down and check out the biggest game releases of February 2025. The Legend of Heroes: Trails Through Daybreak 2 launched globally on February 14, 2025, continuing Van Arkride's story in the Republic of Calvert. This time, he finds himself entangled in a series of mysterious murders linked to the Crimson Grendel, with political intrigue and personal stakes driving the narrative forward. Building on its predecessor, the game refines its hybrid combat system, seamlessly blending real-time action with turn-based strategy. Players can initiate fights in real time, then switch to a strategic turn-based mode for deeper tactics. New mechanics include cross-charge dodges for powerful counters, EX chain attacks that combine character abilities, and the ability to cast arts in field battles for more flexible encounters. Exploration has also been improved, with larger, more detailed environments, increased verticality, and more interactive elements in cities and dungeons. The alignment system returns, allowing choices that affect Van's reputation and story progression. Here is my final thoughts. While Trails Through Daybreak 2 may not be the most groundbreaking entry in the series, it delivers what fans love: deep world building, engaging combat, and a compelling mystery. The game's strong sales and positive player reception prove that The Legend of Heroes continues to thrive, offering another solid adventure for longtime fans and newcomers alike. Alright, so Tribe 9 is basically what happens when you take baseball, crank it up to an insane level, and throw in cyberpunk gangs fighting for survival. It dropped on February 20th, 2025 for Steam, iOS, and Android, and it's from the same minds behind Danganronpa, so you already know it's got that stylish, over-the-top energy. But here's the thing, it's not just about baseball. Yeah, there are bats and bases, but this is more like a battle than a sport. You've got cybernetic enhancements, high-tech weapons, and these insane, futuristic stadiums that feel like war zones. Every match is fast, chaotic, and more like a boss fight than a game. And the story? It's all about survival. These tribes are made up of outcasts, people who've been pushed to the edge, and they're fighting for more than just territory. They're fighting to prove they even belong in this world. It's got that Danganronpa feel, where every character is larger than life. The stakes are high, and you never know what's coming next. If you're into high-energy action, unique storytelling, and games that just feel different, Tribe 9 is definitely worth checking out. It's not just about winning. It's about proving you matter. Obsidian's back with Avowed. And if you're into deep, choice-driven RPGs, this one's worth keeping an eye on. It's dropping February 18th, 2025, on PC and Xbox Series XS, and it's set in the Pillars of Eternity universe. But this time, it's full-on first-person, like Skyrim, but with Obsidian's signature storytelling. You play as an envoy from the Etter Empire, sent to the Living Lands, a wild, uncharted region dealing with a deadly plague called the Dream Scourge. Your choices shape the world, from the factions you side with to how you deal with the chaos unfolding around you. Combat looks super flexible. You can go melee, ranged, magic, or mix it all up. Whether you want to swing a sword, fire off arrows, or blast enemies with magic, the game gives you the freedom to fight your way. If you love immersive fantasy worlds, rich lore, and stories that actually react to your decisions, Avowed is one you don't want to miss.
Regret this. Now you've done it.
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is dropped on February 21st, 2025, and it's basically Yakuza meets Pirates of the Caribbean, but with Majima at the helm. Yeah, Majima as a pirate. Let that sink in. The combat? Still classic beat 'em up madness. But now you've got cutlasses, flintlocks, and ridiculous cannon-powered finishers. It's as over-the-top as you'd expect. And it's not just street fights. You command a pirate crew, upgrade your ship, and go full-on naval warfare against rival pirates. When you're not blasting enemy ships, there's a ton of side activities: surfing competitions, treasure hunting, deep-sea diving, and yes, pirate karaoke. Because it wouldn't be Yakuza without karaoke. Visually, this game is stunning. Hawaii's beaches, sunsets, and open seas in 4K on PS5 are unreal. The soundtrack is a mix of sea shanties and epic orchestral tracks, making everything feel cinematic. If I had to nitpick, the map isn't huge, and some stuff can get repetitive, but honestly, the combat, humor, and sheer absurdity make it a blast. If you love Yakuza, you gotta play this.
Ain't even worth my time.
Friends, Monster Hunter Wilds is absolutely killing it right now. It dropped on February 28th, 2025, and within just 3 days, it sold over 8 million copies, making it Capcom's fastest-selling game ever. It's already the biggest game of the year so far, topping sales charts in the US and setting records in Japan as the best-selling PS5 launch title. And it totally deserves it. This game feels like a living world. The dynamic weather system isn't just a cool visual touch. It completely changes how hunts play out. You might start tracking a monster in clear skies, but then a storm rolls in, and suddenly your prey gets more aggressive or flees to a different area. It forces you to adapt on the fly, and it makes every hunt feel fresh. And the secret mount? Total game changer. No more running out of stamina mid-chase. You can ride right into battle and even attack while mounted. The combat has also been fine-tuned with a new wound system, so targeting weak points actually makes a visible difference, opening up new attack opportunities. And if you use the hunting horn, they've added this new echo bubble mechanic that lets you store up buffs and drop them at the perfect moment. Super useful in co-op. Speaking of co-op, the new pop-up camps let you restock supplies and fast travel mid-hunt, which is a huge quality-of-life upgrade. No more trekking all the way back to camp when you're low on items. You can stay in the fight longer and keep the momentum going. The game's off to an insane start, and with Capcom already planning updates, the first big one drops April 4th, 2025. It's only going to get bigger. If you haven't jumped in yet, what are you waiting for? Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 is next level. It takes everything from the first game and makes it bigger, better, and smoother. You're still Henry, the blacksmith's son, but now you're thrown even deeper into the chaos of 15th century Bohemia, with war raging all around you. And trust me, the world feels more alive than ever. The map? Twice as big as before. You've got Bohemian Paradise, full of forests, hills, and hidden paths, and Kutna Ora, a massive medieval city with bustling streets, shady alleyways, and dangerous political games. NPCs feel more reactive, and your choices, whether through dialogue, combat, or reputation, actually shape your story. Combat is still brutal and skill-based, but now you've got crossbows and early firearms, adding a whole new layer of strategy. Horseback combat is massively improved, making charges and mounted fights way more fluid. Weapons feel weighty, and stamina management is key. Every fight feels like a real duel, not just button mashing. And people are loving it. Over 2 million copies sold in 2 weeks, and at one point, over 256,000 players online at the same time. If you want a game that challenges you, pulls you into history, and makes every decision count, this is the one. And that's it for the biggest game releases of February 2025. Which one are you most excited to play? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more gaming content.